This is our son's scooter, and we bought it for him in 2017. Like I don't know if it was pretty much the same day that Brandy went to the hospital. I don't think it was the same day. I don't know that it was the same day. And today is August 20th, 2019. And like 10 minutes ago, it just come on his own in his room and just started doing this. And it won't come out, turn off. It will not turn off. We've had it like since 2017. Like can't recall that we got it the same day that on a Saturday, May 6th. I don't think. See how it's doing. All these years we've had it since 17. Like a month before he was kidnapped and Brandon was kidnapped, and it's been in his room. And just this morning I was lying in the bed thinking about why the clerk of the Fifth Circuit, Miss Tardy and Miss Wynn, and there's another clerk, I'm not thinking of her name right now, I mailed in response to their letters that we respond. I'm just waking up. I have to move to be. I'm just not. I'm collecting my thoughts to everywhere. So we received letters from the clerks of the Fifth Circuit, Miss Tardy and Miss Casey Sullivan, and they're telling me in these letters that I have to seek the judge's permission to proceed. Seek their permission to proceed. So I responded, not only do I not need their permission because United States Circuit Judge Jolly Jr. in a case 000054 ordered the prior sanction order in a case style Henry Ronald Dwayne Whitfield, docket number 97-454, ordered that $100 sanction superseded and replaced with Title 28 U.S.C. Section 1915G because I accumulated 3 strikes, thereby denying my motion that the sanction orders, that sanction order be lifted and I be excused from the requirement of having to obtain permission of a judge of that court to file further submissions in the appellate court, the Fifth Circuit, United States Court of Appeals. Again, Judge Jolly rendered an order in docket number 00, the year 2000, and the case number is 0054. And that order superseded and replaced that sanction order. So I wrote back Miss Tardy and Miss Casey stating that, as well as my wife Brandon sent in a signed notice of appeal for case number in the Fifth Circuit 20366. And yesterday I received it back with Miss Wynn explaining to Brandon that this is not the copy of your signed notice of appeal that I sent you to sign. Okay, if it wasn't for her doing that, I would not have gone online last night, Pacer, and saw that the same envelope containing the notice of appeal, not notice of appeal, but containing the motion for appointment of a pro bono counsel. The court has a pro bono program, which I had not known all these years. And So I demonstrated in the motion for appointment of counsel that the facts are complex legal issues and the things that it explains to the public that will counsel the court in appointing a pro bono counsel. And I motioned nonetheless, even though I stated that I'm not required, no longer required to obtain a judge's permission. I'll go ahead and do it. So I cited cases where the Fifth Circuit stated the cases Ferguson versus M Bank, and I think don't know what the docket number is of that case. And there are a number of other cases where the Fifth Circuit has discussed, explained that in that case, let me not get ahead of myself. In that case, I used the court's argument, the court's position that the district court, we have no desire to prevent a litigant from bringing materials, claims, and so forth. And it goes on to explain about the injunction component of sanction, and that sanctions have to be that and that. So, well, the clerk has not entered it on the docket. And so I'm just observing. I'm not making any making any remarks other than just showing the public and the judges that this has not done this. It won't turn off. My child has been here kidnapped. This will not turn off. This is not. We don't ride it. We have not used this thing. My son has not used it. He's only 8 months old when we got it for him. And just this morning, all of a sudden, it just come on. And I just pay attention to certain things. That's all I'm saying. I've always paid. I live in a spiritual world, and I know that things happen that are strange, and this is strange. And at the same time, I'm going through the Fifth Circuit clerk has barred me from calling now and barred me from calling judges. I mean, when I call up, they don't pick up the phone. I call the FBI trying to figure out what the hell going on. They didn't tell me anything. No one told me anything, so I had to find out through the mail that they want me to not call. Well, in 2000, I wrote every judge on the court. I mean, it's not ex parte. I have no anything pending before. When you don't contact the judge or the court, when there is like another party in the case, meaning adverse, so that would be ex parte. In this case, the judge below, the federal judge here in Houston, did not order the governor of the state of Texas, the Houston police, former Judge Phillips, CPS, nobody to respond, to file an answer. They were not served. So this is not an ex parte. I don't know why the clerk will say it's improper. What's improper about it? I'm letting the judges know that they are not filing. They're not taking. They're not. I'm noticing that the docket entries are saying no action being taken. Well, you didn't write me back and not only tell me that, well, Mr. Whitfield, your motion such it has been filed, but no action is being taken, so I can do whatever it is I need to do so that action can be taken. And the clerk, you won't take the action. A judge must take the action. So I don't know what's going on. So instead of communicating with me before I wrote, I rather call the judges. Miss Tardy, you did not write me back and tell me that no action is going to be taken. That's why I called. And I also called about Judge Gary Gray H. Miller. He is committing crimes. And I don't want to talk about it because it upsets me and it bothers my emotion. And I always like to stay in control of my emotions. I don't like to become angry. Now, Jesus got angry and started throwing people out the church. I don't want to be angry. I want my child back, and I'm having a problem with you all not filing my petitions, my pleadings. That's why I called the judges to complain that you all, the clerks, have not filed. I see they docketed, some of them docketed, but I don't know. But if there's a problem, then communicate that to me so I can correct whatever problem. Oh, the docket entry is telling me about the sanctions. I'm telling you now, again, I'm not required. The Judge Jolly lifted the sanction, replaced it back in 2000, which is how I was able to resume filing notices of appeal. That's exactly how I was able to do it, because of Judge Jolly's order. And in 2015, I gave notices of appeal here. You all mentioned nothing about any sanctions. But I mean, something is not right here. Like I say, Judge Jolly lifted that. It's kind of. I don't like saying I mean. I don't. Why would you be? I know better. Those sanctions are gone. When Judge Jolly Jr. rendered his order stating that, although my motion requesting that he lift sanctions of $100 and the need to obtain permission of a judge of that court to file further litigation had no merit. He said that. But at the same time, he evidently wanted to grant it on his own motion because he ordered the sanction in docket number of this court 97-00454 be superseded and replaced. And now all of a sudden, when my child's life is at stake, my life is at stake, because I've already made very clear that we made very clear, we're not finna play. We're not finna play. If President Trump and United States Attorney General and the FBI, let y'all get away with this, whatever going on, while y'all come after me, I was minding my own business on May 6, 2017. Regardless of what I did before then, on May 6, 2017, we mind our own business. And since 1987, has the judiciary, as Martin Luther King Jr. put it in another context, showed its ugly head. Since 1987, I've never did anything but come and told the god doggone truth. I was choked back in 1987 when I first got my criminal record, which is why I started smoking crack cocaine. I'm 20 years old, riding a bicycle which belonged to me, that happened to be a girl's bicycle, and I was choked by a black officer. If it wasn't for that white female was patrolling in a separate car, they were just riding behind each other. If it wasn't for her putting handcuffs on me quickly and getting him to see it, I would have been dead. And they would not let me go to a jury trial. They wouldn't let me, every time I come to court, reset. So I was like, okay, they must be wanting to kill me. They stalling so I can come up dead. That's the way my mind works. What? Because you're not telling me why you just keep resetting for what? You offer me time, sir. To plead guilty, why would I do that? When I got all these so-called Caucasian or white folks willing to come to court and testify to what they saw. I ain't got anything to lose. The city of Dallas and the state of Texas does. Not me. I got white folks on my side, and I'm a so-called nigger. But these white folks, they ain't got nothing coming. They don't have nothing to win, nothing to benefit by coming to court telling what they saw. And to this day, I never got a jury trial in that. And I never, they waited, they got me. By the time it did get to court, I'm so scared that they trying to set me up to get killed. I didn't start smoking crack. I'm so paranoid. Because I don't trust these son of a bitches. I started seeing some things that didn't, and I started having, that's when I started seeing the ugly head of the juju. I started going to Channel 8 News and couldn't unjudge Ben Ellis doing all this evil stuff. All for me a plea bargain. I'm telling you, I want to go to trial. I'm innocent. I want to clear my name. How in the hell I'm going to turn around and sue the city of Dallas and the state of Texas and I play guilty? Bitch, that don't make no sense. That made no sense to me. You steady offer me a plea bargain. And I'm telling you I'm innocent. And I got all these white motherfuckers willing to come to court and testify about that, and other white folks willing to come. That I'm working for millionaire white women I'm working for. Love me. My work ethics. Fuck, I want to plead guilty for. Again, my mom was like, man, they trying to set you up, homeboy. You need to watch your back. Every time you go to court, they tell me the goddamn plea bargain. The DA said this here, the DA said this here, and you done told these motherfuckers you want a trial. So you can show these people you innocent, so you can sue their ass. That's what I told them straight up. Bitch, when this shit is over with, I'm going to turn around and file a lawsuit against the city of Dallas and the state of Texas. And these some bitches would not give me my jury trial. So yes, I started smoking crack cocaine. That's when I started smoking crack cocaine. And that led to the shape I'm in today. And then when I get in the Texas prison system, then I started stealing. And I got nothing but railroad. Couldn't even get a jury trial. Every time you come down, they offer you a plea bargain. Give a motherfucker his day in court, man. Plea bargain. They make it so sweet. By then I'm on drugs, so yeah, I don't want no. I mean, whatever, man, to get out of jail. Whatever, 4 minutes. Keep my videos at 20 minutes. 4 minutes. So I started stealing. Now I got a criminal record. It don't matter no more. I want to go into politics. I want to be a government servant or something. But when you got them, they do everything that they can to keep you from getting your case before a jury. And the hell they could get. I'm on crack now. I fought hard not to get on crack. I've been wanting to tell my story since '87 and still haven't gotten to tell it because I was at that time in a book or in a movie. Sit back, meditate, and go in detail and get the all the events, major events, and let people see how my life took this course. All because the judiciary would not give me a jury trial and kept setting me off. Am I justified? Is it logical to think that somebody must be trying to set me up? I'm stating, if you go to a judge, and I'm telling this judge straight up, look, man, I want to, and then he tell me, well, I can appoint you him, or I can appoint you her, but you ain't going to get a jury trial till we give you one, and I'm out on bond, a bail, rather. I'm out on a bond. I'm out on bail by a bond being posted. And I was told by my attorney, court appointed, that I don't have no history. She pointed out, you have no history of a criminal record. So you entitled. If since I have no history of a criminal record, why is it that you coming to me about this plea bargain instead of saying, Mr. Whitfield, you have no history of criminal record? I've investigated your case. If that's what she did. At first she hadn't investigated. I remember that now. But after I showed her, I just happened to be so-called, she was a black kid at 20 working for, I don't give a damn about a person's color. I'm out here, I give a care about you got that cash? I want to get out, break that, because I was trying to get an album, I was gambling. I was addicted to gambling, but I had a purpose for gambling, which was to produce my own album, because I didn't know how the business worked. I wanted to get my own album out, and I thought by then that would get a particular girlfriend back. Her name is Belinda Marie January, and so I thought, that's a long story too, so I won't go into that, but that's why I was gambling, thinking one night or day I might win enough to produce my own album. So I would be out here in these neighborhoods working for these white people, mostly white women, and they came to like me and trust me and rely on me. They bought me cars. They liked my work ethics. They were crazy about me. And here's Terry Stovall choking me on a bicycle, no probable cause. for stopping me in the first place. No problem, because why are you stopping me? He can't answer that. Only thing he can say, well, only thing he can say, well, why are you in this neighborhood? Bitch, I live in this neighborhood. It's not your, why are you stopping me, man? See, they stop us. Stop. I have a right by God to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures. And that right should not be violated, but they violate it all the time because they know the vast majority of us don't know any right, know what these God-given rights are. But that's a whole different issue. My purpose of making the video is to show what this thing is doing today. And I'm going to pay attention because of this, the way my mind works. You know, the mysterious organ known as the brain has been a source of wonder. Protected as it is by the thick bones of the skull, the brain has never been easily studied. In fact, so little was known about the brain that it was not until after the 14th century that its basic function was finally understood. So the basic function of the brain is understood, was understood as sometime after the 14th century. So today, society knows a lot about the brain. I'm paying attention. I understand that there's chemicals and electricity in my brain, and I draw a contrast between the skull, the brain, the mind. That would be synonymous, meaning the same, the skull. And so I pay attention to things, people. That's all I'm making the point of. And I read and I educate myself. And I know I'm smart. I'm very intelligent, very smart. But when I have a judiciary and bad people going out doing things as well as going out their way to keep me down, and they empower, they use their power to do it, that hinders me, that blocks me, that stops me from being productive in society. So that's all I'm saying. This thing was not doing all that, and that's the way I live my life. I pay attention to things that are unusual, and I wonder if God is doing this to get my attention. It belongs to my child. 2 years since 2017. March, April, we've had this thing is not just mysteriously come on and start doing this morning, which got me up out of bed. I'm not, I mean, maybe it's nothing to it. Maybe there are no forces of nature that's doing this. Maybe it's just a mild defect. That's possible. But at the same time, I do know that Miss Tardy and Miss Casey Sullivan have not filed my motions. You sent me a letter telling me that in order for this appeal to proceed, I have 30 days to file a motion asking to a judge of the court to grant me permission to proceed as a sanctioned litigant. I not only do that, as well as explain that even though I'm doing this, I don't have to do this. And I'm finna write to every judge on the court and call. I'm finna get the word that this is my child. Somebody finna tell me why me and my wife are having, why we both have an attorney. There are pro bono attorneys. They can contact us. We can tell them, hey, okay, this is what we've been trying to do since 2017. Is get our own attorney. We don't want no attorney that the state court is appointed. And this is the same state seeking to take our child from us. Jesus said you cannot serve two masters. Either you love one and hate the other. And Jesus said that a house divided against itself, and so did Abraham Lincoln when he was running for president against Stephen Douglas in the 56 debates. A house divided against itself shall not stand. If Satan works against himself, how can how can he prevail? So, if you are seeking, on one hand, you are seeking to terminate my right, my wife and my parental rights on one hand, and on the other hand, you are appointing me an attorney at taxpayer expense, government expense. Who is he going? Who's? We're not paying him. So who is this attorney, Bonnie Fitch, to serve? The master that employs him, pays him, her, or us? This shit is not hard to figure out. So we tell the judge, man, we don't want no damn court up. We'll get our own attorney. Brandon has $1 million. Oh, and we pointed out that our child has Indian blood. That's why they're doing this. The Fifth Circuit just rendered a decision, people, in favor of, an act of Congress. I forgot about my child. See that my child great grandmother, Miss Cherry, father is a full-blooded Indian on his mom's side. My child was supposed to have Indian representation up in that courtroom. But they kept us quiet, wouldn't let us talk. Attorneys wouldn't respond, wouldn't let us. So you see what's going on here. So now that the Fifth Circuit just ruled against Texas, saying that, read that case. It just come out, I think it was August 7th, 2019. That's a victory for Caden, even had they already not hung themselves. So we mailed that in, and now it's not on the docket, and it's being ignored. So yeah, I need to get word out. Something ain't right. Somebody, and see, are you, Miss Casey, Miss Sullivan, is this designed to make me say something so that this can justify the court having what's going on here? Why is, and then when you say I can't call, but then so what's the plan to say, well, Mr. Whitfield, we didn't receive your document? Well, Miss Sullivan, no, Miss Wynn responded to it. 3 of you clerks, Miss Wynn, Miss Janet Wynn, I believe her name is. That's the district court case number year Houston 17, so 4:17-CV-1516 in the United States District Court, Southern District of Texas, Houston Division, and in the Fifth Circuit, I think it is 19-20366. That's the Miss Sullivan case. No, Miss Wynn case. Miss Sullivan case, your number, docket number is 19-20364. And you, Miss Tardy, your docket number is 19-20292. But people, just type in our name. And if you type in some of the docket entry on for Miss Tardy, you'll see right there if a federal Fifth Circuit judge, when he see the notice of appeal, or she sees it, that just going to automatically order us. It's got the automatic orders because I attach vital documents to the notice of appeal. The words of the judge at the so-called trial showing that and documents showing fraud upon the court. So yeah, So they see. So this is what Judge Teague, Marvin O'Teague, former and late Judge Marvin. You can't lose this case because Judge Jolly, you authored your opinion in that fraud upon the court case, Navarro versus Brown. I just noticed the other day that you the author of that case, Judge Jolly. So thank you, God. Judge Jolly Jr. is the author of that case. So everything that you said about collusion, not Russian collusion, attorney collusion, all that, being kept away from the court, all that's here. All that's here. All that's here. All that's here. And you see, because I attached the statement of facts, Judge Jolly, that there was no permanency hearing. Yet there's an order granting a permanency hearing, but yet in fact there was not. Now, how you gonna prove it? The statement of facts showing that we all appeared for it, and Bonnie Fitch, according to Rachel Johnson, the prosecutor for CPS, saying that she had to operate race. What Judge Phillips said, an emergency messed him up. Oh hell, had an emergency. And I think she said yesterday, so yesterday at that time would have been April 4, 2018. 2018. We came there on April 5th, 2018 for this permanency hearing. And I guess they're trying to say a trial too. Don't know why you would have both a final permanency hearing and a trial. The trial, you don't know that you're going to have a trial until after the permanency hearing. So I guess you must be presuming that, but it doesn't make any sense. Maybe you attorneys understand why. But after I read the law, this is what happened, people. The statement of facts shows that no permanency hearing was held. It was what they call continued. You would probably understand the legal term as reset or postponed to another day. But the courts use the word continued. Continued to a future day, to April 12th. So we come back on April 12th. That permanency hearing was never held. Instead, they went straight to a termination hearing. And the statement of facts show that too. So we automatically get our child back. Because that is a crime. You got to hold this permanency hearing. Because once they take anyone else's child, and once they took our child, this is the only way we can get him back. The judge is gonna when it's actually held, render orders, and he did. I mean, according to his fake order, he ordered my wife and me to participate in further programs for an additional of 8 to 12 more weeks, beginning April 5th, 2018, although the fake order was not rubber stamped and signed until April 12th. So on April 12th, 2018, rather than us going to a termination hearing, the order got Brandon and I have to start participating in the classes, continue for 8 to 12 more weeks, and then we're going to come back. And if y'all have completed these classes, y'all get y'all baby back. But on the other hand, a minute later, a second later, he's conducting a termination hearing. You see this type of fraud? We was never gonna get our baby back ever. That's what the field circuit. That's what everybody see. That's what you see. That's what God see. That's what the world see. Nobody don't see that. Everybody sees this fraud, which will get they butt locked up. You have to give us an opportunity to get our child back, whether I got jurisdictional issue and other issues or not, before you can proceed to terminate. So I'm gonna pay attention to this thing. Just keep coming on. I'm finna call my